Hello, my name is Tigran Ayvazyan, and this is a quick tutorial on Sigma AI. When you first go to sigmaai.zapto.org, and I will leave the URL in the description, you are greeted with this welcome screen. On the right, you get a screenshot of a typical session with Sigma AI. And on the left, you get this logo, you get this expander with my contact details, and you get a menu where you can log in, register, reset password, and log out. I'll walk you through the registration process, which is very straightforward, but for completeness sake. So you enter your full name. Let's say it's John Smith, and it's john@smith.com. Username John, password Smith123. Very bad password, but this is just an example. You can click here to make sure you enter correctly. Then you click on register, and you get a message, user John is registered, but not logged in. So you switch to login, and you put your username and password if you still remember it, and log in. So when you log in, of course, if you had previous threads, you would see the list of your threads, of your topics, discussions here. But we don't have anything because we've just created a new user. So you just select new, and you create a thread. Let's create a thread called test. So you press enter, and that's it. You are now fully logged in. So you get access to this expander with advanced options. But let's go through in order. Let's say, first of all, you can select a provider. So you have two providers, Grok and OpenAI. With Grok, you have the following four models. Llama 3 with 70 billion parameters is probably the best of this, well, in my subjective opinion, but you can try the others. They are good as well. If you point your mouse to this question mark, you get a brief explanation of whatever option you are looking at. So in the advanced option, you can control whether you want it stream or whether what is streaming? Streaming is when you interact with the AI model, you don't wait for the completion of your request. You just consume tokens. You display the tokens as they arrive. So streaming is usually it's a better option. Temperature is the parameter. Well, you can read the explanation here. Temperature is a parameter which controls randomness. So with low temperatures, it's more fixed, more repetitive. That means selection of the highest probable response. With higher temperatures, it's more random, but also more creative. It's actually very beautiful in terms of for the formula. It's to do with softmax, those of you who know what softmax is. And it's a sum of exponents which look like Boltzmann's distribution. So anyway, it's for those interested, you can read about it. It's actually very, very clever idea. So max tokens, you can control the number of tokens, the maximum number of tokens to generate up to 8K. If you don't want very long responses, you can reduce it, but then your responses may be cut off in the middle, beware. So you can control this. Again, now here, we have the system prompt. If it doesn't fit, you can resize this. So you can resize it and make it bigger. In system prompt, you can configure your system. So for example, for some sort of like a role play, you can say you are Mr. Data and I'm Captain Picard, and you can interact with the system as if it was Mr. Data. So you can do all kinds of interesting things here. Here, now, if you select a different provider, OpenAI, for example, you get 3.5 model for free. Well, it's not free. I pay for it out of my pocket. So, well, that's okay. But if you select GPT-4o, then you are prompted for the OpenAI key, because I can't afford to pay for GPT-4o. for everyone. So, you know, you just enter your own key and that's what it will be used for. But I personally like Grok models. So let's see what it can do. You can enter your, for example, formulas in LaTeX. So you can say integrals, for example, from -infinity to plus infinity of something. Let's say, let's try Dirichlet integral, for example. So here, and we can say, let's see if it can calculate it without using complex analysis or contour integration. That's a bit tricky. So, as you see, actually the derivation is wrong, but the result is correct. Yes. So if you don't like this result, you can always click on delete button and delete it. It will be deleted from the database. You can edit your message and ask it something simpler, like, for example, let's say exponent of -x square, which is a classical Gauss integral. So if we copy it from here, if we go back, and if we delete this message, not to confuse the system, and we just do like this. Okay, so this one it calculates correctly using polar coordinates. As you see, it addresses me as John because the system prompt says that I'm John. But if I change the system prompt and say that this is a conversation between Michael Smith and Sigma. So if I say Control Enter to register it, and I say, what did you say my name was? I called you John, but I was instructed to address you as Michael Smith. My apologies for the mistake. So you can do things like this. So that's it really. When you point to a message, you get the timestamp of when it was created. So you get this timestamps. So you can edit the messages, you can delete them. So that's it.